Oh, God. Ladies.
Happy divorce!
Yes!
This weekend is gonna be all about you, Zan.
It's time to get back to normal with the people that know me best.
It's my DP, my divorce party.
You know, I can't not see double penetration.
What's double penetration?
I'll tell you later.
Tony and I were together for 10 years. By Sunday at midnight, half of my savings will be his. I want each of you to pick something to do with the money.
Oh, I can totally get into that.
Wendy,
Make it rain, strippers, and blow.
we've got 48 hours to blow this, people.
Do you think she's okay? Like, mentally?
Hard to tell. She's obviously having a psychotic break.
Apparently my friends have been lying to me and talking behind my back.
Listen, bud, we've had a really weird couple of days.
Do you want me to punish you?
No, not really.
Life doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
Did you have a throuple with the woo-woo twins?
Damn!
It could be messy
Let's get our kink on.
and unpredictable.
Nope, absolutely not.
I'm gonna need a lot of therapy after this.
I want money to burn you.
Light it up, ooh la la la.
Hello, everyone. This is Heather Hurt with the NRW, and that was the trailer for My Divorce Party, available right meow on digital and on demand. And I am here with Kuya to do one of our infamous movie review. How are you?
All good. I'm good. This was messy.
It was
I'm just gonna say that. But go ahead, you can break down this. I'm already rushing into our review, but I'm just gonna say, girl.
So excited to talk about how much of a mess this really is. Purposeful or not, we'll get into it. My Divorce Party follows the divorce celebration events 1 year after Zan, played by Desiree Staples, had her divorce or the separation, and now it's an official thing, something like that. Once again, we'll get into the messiness of it a little bit. And her friends were her best friend, which is this one, who is Isabella, played by Kimia. I'm terrible with names. Isabella tries to bring her and all their college friends together to help Zan feel better, to bring her up out of her doldrums, and to just break this horrible ice. So they go to Joshua Tree, which if you've never been to it or you've never heard about it before, is one of the many beautiful national parks. It's actually a desert-based national park in the United States. It's support your national parks, just gonna say it. And they kind of go through I'm trying to figure out how to say this without going too much into spoilers, but also the plot is what it is. Basically, Zan her divorce procedures are not going her way, and she's taking it out on everybody else. And she has a certain amount of money that she has just decided to blow to try and break herself out of this horrible thought pattern, and craziness ensues. I think that's the best way to put this plot.
With her girls,
who are all just a slew of different people. You have a National Geographic photographer, you have a lawyer, you have that friend who always is coming up with brand new business ideas but never seems to follow it through, and is just one of the most sexually open people that you will ever meet in your existence. And then you have her best friend who is about to get married but can't tell anybody that yet. So, Kuya, let's get just straight into the review.
Okay.
Let's start with the characters. What were your thoughts on the characters?
I thought they were all interesting. It was refreshing because I don't think a lot of these. Well, speaking of which, the actors, the most notable one that I recognize because I'm a fan of Bruce Willis and is Rumer Willis right here. There she is, Rumer Willis. The other actors, I want to say I know some of them from. I think they're comedians, and I've seen them in like other projects, but they're very much character actors. I think it was refreshing to see this ensemble of kind of not these big names, but just these actors to hopefully get them to give them this opportunity to just shine. I thought it was fun. I thought it was serviceable. I don't know if their characters were fully fleshed out in different ways. To me, I said messy earlier, but I don't want it to detract from I thought it was enjoyable. I had a fun time watching this film, but I think in a lot of ways, it felt like they were trying too hard, and their characters weren't fully fleshed out. But also at the same time, I think of The Hangover, and that's a very male-dominated, set of characters, and they're really all balls to the wall out there. And I feel like, why can't women do the same? And I think that's what they're given the opportunity to do here. And I don't know, because I'm not used to seeing women being able to present themselves like this, that I'm doing that weird, kind of jumble in my head to try and figure them out. But I did enjoy it. And that's kind of like what I'm very curious on your end from the female perspective, Heather. Because I'm just coming from my own male, and presented by years of entertainment, and which, yet right or wrong, that I'm kind of convoluted because of that I'm doing comparisons in my head. I enjoyed them, but then I don't know why I felt like they either, actively were just pushed too hard, or just their character was so wild. I don't know. It was, it made me want to rewatch it again. And I am planning to check it out again, after screening it. I kind of screened it once, and then I screened it a second time. I want to actually watch it again, to just see if I missed anything, because I like that there's this different women portrayed in being given the opportunity to do something different that you don't just normally see with a lot of films we get to watch a lot of the time as reviewers and in entertainment. How about you?
Absolutely. And to your point, one of the things that we talk about on this channel, equality and diversity and opportunity. And we actually get quite a few comments about, like, why don't you stop talking about it? We're not in for this, for the politics, blah, blah, blah. One of the things that we are looking for is we are looking for that equality. When that equality is there, we will stop talking about it, because it'll just be part of the everyday. And this film was actually a pretty good example of that. If this movie was done from the male's perspective, I think it would be better. Like, it would have been reviewed better, because we don't need, usually with many of these movies, you're not looking for that in-depth information about the character. You want a goofy ass male who's going to go off and just do goofy ass things. Because this is a female led group, one of the things that really stuck out with me is I wanted more, because I felt like they were trying to be their exact counterpart without being something that they could make their own. So what we're doing is we're comparing and contrasting something that should be compared and contrast, but because they are still different, we still need to talk about those differences. And a great example is Rumer Willis's character, Ren. This character has, once again, trying to reduce spoilers, has a previous alcohol addiction. She goes into it a little bit, and then nothing. We don't get anything. So it's one of those words. I agree. These characters, it's like they had the idea of where they wanted them to be. And I feel like we learned more about the vibrator than we did the actual character.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those where when storytelling for women can become just as obvious as it is for men, I think that's when we can stop talking about this. But for now, what we're seeing the things that could have been done better through the lens that you were mentioning. There were great, these characters could have been really cool, but it's like all we did was skim the top.
Yes.
That's kind of it.
I wanted to connect more. Like, I thought they all were. Yeah, I'm trying to get my words together, but yeah, I think you're right there on it, Heather. At least I think you're echoing the feelings, and if those are your feelings as well, I'm with you. That I just wanted to feel them more, to then go on this journey and then see that sisterhood of them connecting, and then doing the wild shit. I think that was the one job. But I did enjoy the ride to a degree, but then also at the same time it felt forced in different respects. Yeah. Sorry, just I don't want to take away from your thoughts and review.
No. just to add though, the one person who's not in my picture but is in Kuya P's, the one with all the money in her in front of her face, Zan. We did get a good chunk of her growth, and that is what made some of the character development up for me. At least we got to see the main character grow, and so I enjoyed that aspect. But let's move away from the characters, and Kuya P, using your previous statements just now, let's just talk about the movie itself, because you and I think, are on the exact same page. But go ahead. What your overall take of this movie?
Messy. Just it starts off, this woman is just, she's had it up to here with this divorce. She's jetting off to meet with her friends and just, blow all this money. Just certain stuff made sense and you can understand, but then it just went a lot of different ways. That it was akin to The Hangover, but I wanted just more fleshing out to connect with the characters, but it didn't really go there in respects. And so we're taking from one situation to another situation that I just wish it would have been written better for us to connect. So while entertaining and had some moments, I couldn't fully connect with it and want to go on this ride if I couldn't connect with the characters. So it just became a mess.
Absolutely. And it did feel like there were like 3 or 4 storylines all converging, and you couldn't connect. And then the weird twist at the end, the twist is what got me. I was just like, yeah, if that had happened earlier, I feel like it would have been better, but the twist at the end was just weird. And when I say the end, I mean like 2/3 of the way, not the actual climax. Watch the movie, you'll see it. And the independence of some of these characters, it's like the characters didn't properly connect, which, to be fair, is often many women friend groups. There are usually very differing personalities being best friends. I mean, my best friend is a scientist, and I love reading, but she's like a heavy reader, and she plays a lot of board games. I play more video games. I'm more anime. I'm more movie based. And it's one of those where it's like you have differing personalities, and that was basically 2 of the same personalities, I know. But you usually have very differing personalities in all female groups, but there's a way to speak through those and to connect. And I really feel like that wasn't happening here. You had 5 individual people in a group. That's kind of how it felt to me. There was no true connection, even between Zan and Isabella, who are supposed to be best friends from childhood. Yeah. And then you have this weird multi-point plot happening it doesn't feel consistent. It doesn't feel accurate. You're learning things about characters and you're not learning things about characters. This could have been a really, really cool concept, especially with the modern idea that people are having divorce parties all the time.
I love the idea of it. Yeah. Like, this whole idea seemed great, and women supporting women and all of that, but it was hollow and they didn't all connect. And I really wanted to, and that's why I watched it again. Like, am I missing something? Am I not seeing something as a man? And that's what was one of my questions I wanted to have with you was like, am I wrong as a man? Were women represented here? Are they speaking their truths? But I think there's a universal thing that despite, you have X or Y chromosomes, that there should just be souls in this. And I didn't connect with the souls in it.
And that part of that also might be because, and I would never actively play the gender game or anything like that. It could be the female perspective in this from a divorce perspective. And that's okay. If you will not see yourself in every single movie. That's okay. That's why we have such a wide range of film out there. And that's wonderful. But it's also one of those things where, yes, there are some things that I can reflect in, but there's also a lot of things I can't. And it's not just the fact that I've never been divorced. It's like I could see myself in Zan's growth pattern. All of us don't want to see see themselves the way that she did or the way that she didn't. A lot of people don't. But, when you grow, you learn that. And so there was like a great moral, but it was a really weird way to get to that moral. And it did not work. It was messy as heck.
Okay. So very much the same vibes.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So for all of you out there in our vast audience universe, give us your opinions. This movie is now available digitally and on demand. You can find it on places like Apple TV. Go take a check. Prove that our theory is incorrect. We want to hear differing opinions. Tell us in the comments below, like, subscribe, do all those things, and then tell us we're wrong. We love to hear that we're wrong, because that means that we have an audience, to be fair. My Divorce Party is out right meow once again on digital and on video on demand. Thank you guys, and we will see you all again.